Hi guys, I'm Shelley, welcome back to my channel and the tongue twister of a tag. Fave festive family film book tag? Yes! I got it right! Also, I have to acknowledge my rather fabulous Christmas jumper, Frank get the door ho ho. It's a thing. So, now that I have acknowledged that, let's move on with the tag. What am I doing? Really? What am I doing? So this is a festive fave film book tag. I can't say it in the right order, but it's a brilliant tag. This tag was thought up by the lovely Kayla over at Crack Into a Good Book. I mean, that's just a great channel name. I don't think I can top that. Oh, we're not even speaking English today. This is going well. So it's a tag about books that are linked to favourite festive family films. And I've got to admit, I haven't seen a lot of these films. I'm going to pretend I've seen these films and pretend I know what I'm talking about, because that is basically what I do. Question 1. Elf. I have actually seen this, though I'd only watched it last year. Zooey Deschanel. Moving on. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is by singing out loud. Well, yes. What is a book that makes you smile? And actually it makes me want to sing out loud as well. Boy Queen by the lovely George Lester. This came out this year and it makes me want to sing. 1, because it's just a friggin' genius book, and 2, because my friend wrote it. Just friggin' love George. By the way, he has a YouTube channel. I will link it down below because he is currently doing Vlogmas and it's genius. Anyway, Boy Queen is the story of Robin, who has a dream to be on Broadway. He is going to go to theatre school, only he doesn't quite get into all of the theatre schools he wanted to get into, as in he gets into none of them. And so to commiserate, and also because it's birthday, he goes to a drag night with a bunch of his mates, watches live drag for the first time and goes, oh boy, I want to do that. Question 2. A Muppet Christmas Carol. Fa la 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 la. Why is Charles Dickens a blue fuzzy person? This is one of my first Christmas movies I remember watching, and I remember watching it every single year. I don't know how they got Michael Caine to do it, but I love it. What is one of your favourite adaptation or retelling books? I read this year, really bloody loved it, only mostly devastated by Sophie Gonzalez, which is a retelling of Grease, only it's gay. I mean, what more could you want? A queer Grease. I mean, Grease is pretty queer as it is. Danny and Kenickie. Ollie and Will meet at a lake house over the summer, sparks fly, it gets all cute, and you know how the story goes. Ollie is supposed to leave, only he doesn't because something happens with his family, so he has to stay, and he goes to school, and Will's there, and Will isn't out, but Ollie is, and it's all very confusing, and also there is something major going on inside of Ollie's family, and I loved the retelling of this. I love how it expanded. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Next question, the Grinch. I have no idea if I've watched this. Should I watch it? Comment down below, should I watch The Grinch? And which version? Apparently he's a 3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce. I mean, okay, you're gonna get indigestion. Who is one of your favourite villains from a book? I've said this once, I've said this a million times, President Snow from the Hunger Games. So, to switch it up and change it up, I'm going somewhere different. I'm going to go with The Seeker from The Host by Stephenie Meyer. I forget how big this book is every time I go to read it. I keep putting it on like readathon lists and I'm just like, I really shouldn't have done that. So, there is a race of aliens. They have come to Earth and they have taken over our bodies. There's a seeker who's trying to track down our main character called Melanie, and she is single-minded to the point of idiocy. She doesn't care how many people die getting to Melanie, and by the end of the book you realise why. There is an undercoat to all of her thinking, all of what she does, all of how she exists. I like finding out why bad guys are like they are and what made them that way. Next question, the SpongeBob Christmas special. This is where everybody hates me because I've never watched SpongeBob. Ever. Not one episode. Also Squidward. What's a Squidward? Don't understand. But the question that goes along with SpongeBob SquarePants Christmas special. What was one of the first books you read in one of your favourite genres? I realised I have said this book in pretty much every single tag I've ever done. I'm just going to say it again. Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, which got me into queer lit. I connected with it so much that I suddenly understood queer lit so much more. I understood the power it could have. I felt it. This is the story of Simon, who is in the closet in high school and is having a sort of secret relationship over email with a guy named Blue. His emails get opened by somebody else, and that somebody then threatens to tell the whole school that Simon is gay and release these emails unless he helps him get with another girl. That sounds toxic as hell, and it is toxic as hell. But inside that is Simon and Simon's family and his friendship group and the emails with Blue. This is when queer lit becomes something else. This is where queer lit becomes a beacon of hope. And this is why I love queer lit. This book right here. A Christmas Story. Again, in a film I've never seen. Have I seen it? Name a book that you love that has won awards. I had to go with The Five by Hallie Rubenhold, which won the Baillie Gifford Prize for Non-Fiction 2019. This is the story of the 5 women that Jack the Ripper killed, and this book changed my perspective on a lot of things. We tell the story of Jack the Ripper. It's in the TV, it's in movies, there's tours, it's in our history. We don't tell the story of the women except for, oh, they were prostitutes. None of them were prostitutes. The newspapers made up that they were prostitutes because it sold stories. It sold newspapers, and it's never been corrected except for here. They were mothers and sisters and wives. They were people down on their luck. They were out on the streets either because they were living on the streets because they didn't have any money. They had fallen into bad times because London was a bloody mess back then. They had faces, they had names, they had families, and their stories aren't told. And this book tells their stories, and it just changed my perspective on how history is told. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I've never watched a National Lampoon film. Don't hate me. Okay. What was your favourite book that you were excited to read but turned out to be a disappointment? I hate saying this, but I'm going to have to. In the Time We Lost by Carrie Hope Fletcher. I love Carrie Hope Fletcher. I love her books. But this one was a bit of a letdown, I'm afraid. This is a story of Luna who goes to a town to get away, and there is a massive, massive snowstorm, and she is stuck, as is the whole town, reliving the same day over and over and unaware of it. It's Groundhog Day. Yes, there's going to be some repeating itself. It's Groundhog Day, but this one repeated itself so much it felt like I was just reading the same thing over and over again. Bad Santa. Oh, I think I've watched this one. Is that the one with Billy Bob Thornton? Name a character who's optimistic or wants to help others. I have gone with Aiko from the Luna series by Marissa Mayer. The Luna Chronicles are retellings, so I guess you could put this in the retelling section as well. They are retellings of fairy tales such as Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Snow White, the other one I'm forgetting, but they're futuristic. And Aiko is a robot. She is an android who helps Cinderella, but she's so damn optimistic. It's insane. She just, at one point she becomes a ship. So it's a bit like River in Firefly. You think you've got problems, my sister's a ship. Anyway, she is a very bubbly, over the top, bonkers personality that I love. She's always trying to set everybody up with everybody. She just cracks me up. And man, do I wish they would make the Luna series into a TV show, because it would just be so damn good. The Santa Claus! A film that I have seen a billion times. I love The Santa Claus. What is something from a book that you wish that was real? Runes. From the Shadowhunter, Mortal Instruments, all of that series by Cassandra Clare. They are basically magical tattoos. I mean, I'm somebody who loves tattoos. I have them quite a lot of places. There's one there. There's one that side. Yeah, there. I've got them all down this arm. I've got them. I don't know where the frick they are. There's one hidden somewhere on my head. But imagine if they had magical powers. Imagine if you could put one on and you could have super strength, or you could be connected with your best friend, or you could remember things better. They have magical powers and I want them. Next question. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, please tell me I've watched this. How have I not watched this? Where have I been? What is a book that is a perfect read for winter? I'm going with something that I got last year, which is Last Christmas, curated and introduced by Greg Wise and Emma Thompson. And it was lots of famous and influential people tell stories about their particular Christmases. I believe Greg Wise is the fact that he's always getting into danger. He's always hurting himself. He's in A&E every single Christmas. That is the one that stands out, mainly because that's what happens to me quite a lot. I'm very clumsy. There's talk of homelessness and refugees and people in crisis, but there's also talk of love and how we are knitting each other together and how we can get through this. It is perfect to read at Christmas time, I think, because it re-evaluates Christmas and shows you actually what it's there for. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he had a very shine. Is there a film of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Where is it? And I want to watch it. What is one of your favourite creatures from a book? Pandoras from the Fire and Flood series. So Pandoras are little creatures. They come in an egg. You had to find them in the beginning of the Fire and Flood series. They are magical creatures that can do wonderful things and help you along your way, your adventure, and I want one. And I think they're cute. Some of them aren't so cute. Some of them are like really friggin' scary and can do weird things. But each one is different, and you bond with them, and they try and kind of read your mind, and whatever kind of Pandora you got sort of matched your personality a little bit. And I loved the way they were written. That is the end of the tag that I rambled on quite a lot, but there are extra bonus questions. What is your favourite Christmas film? Well, technically it's not a film, technically it was sort of a Christmas special that came out a long time ago, and it's called The Greatest Store in the World. It's about a fake Harrods and how a homeless family ended up sort of sleeping inside a fake Harrods for Christmas. The security guard is Peter Capaldi of Doctor Who, and this was before he was Doctor Who, and he's called Mr. Whiskers because he has a moustache, and it's bonkers. And the last bonus question is, do you have a book recommendation to read over Christmas, or your favourite Christmas read? And I've gone with Lillian Dash's Book of Dares by David Leatherton and Rachel Cohen, which has just become a TV series on Netflix. I suggest watching it. Maybe read the book first, do what you want to do. But this is the story of Lily and Dash, who I believe Lily writes in a moleskin notebook and leaves it at the Strand bookshop in New York, and it has a load of sort of dares, quests, things in it. Dash finds it and starts following it and following this book, and it leads him to Lily, and they have this, they write to each other in it and keep leaving it back on the bookshelf. Makes you feel all Christmassy because it's New York at Christmas. Also, Dash hates Christmas, which is hilarious, and Lily loves it, so it's a nice kind of mix. That was the Fave Family Festive book tag. Did I get that in the right order? I will tag some people down below. I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry if it was really long, but I ramble quite a lot and I was very confused. I need a nap. I hope you guys are good. A very Merry Christmas from me and Bill Murray, because have a Merry Christmas is vitally important in life. And I will see you guys next week for more possibly Christmas madness. Oh yes, there is more Christmas madness to come. Okay, bye! Hi guys, I'm Jelly. Welcome back to my channel. And that was my phone falling over.